Welcome back to Man Down Sports. As you can see from the thumbnail, we got another good episode for you, another good topic. A couple of topics that we got to go over. Starting with Toney Allen, starting with Kobe being Bryant. This will be fun. We'll take phone calls on this one as well. Started a little bit early because I want to end this one early because I got some other things I got to do. So this won't be one of those 2.5 hour 3-hour lives, man. So everybody who like those long ones, no Diddy, you're not getting that one today. So we're gonna be quick with this one, man. I'll wait just a little bit to get some of my moderators in here really quick, man. As y'all coming in, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you hit me up in the comment section. Let me know who in here. Let me know where y'all coming from. I definitely need to see my moderators in here, man. Duran, 2 Real TV, salute. What's up, brother? How you doing? What's up, V? Brother-in-law in here, man. What's good? What's good? Yeah, this one's gonna be a quick one, man. So let me go ahead and get some of this stuff out of the way. This episode is about to you about Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy is the best place to play fantasy sports. I want to tell you about the easiest way to get in on some NBA action with Underdog Fantasy and their pick'em game. Just find your favorite player, or any player for that matter, pick higher or lower on that player's stats, and you can win up to 20 times your money in one night. Pick between 2 or 5 players to fill your pick'em entry. Get every pick right, and you can net yourself some serious cash. Use the promo code ManDownSports, and you can get your deposit doubled up to $100. You got to check on the map to make sure your state is eligible to play Underdog Fantasy. But as soon as you do, and if your state is, go ahead and download Underdog Fantasy's app. Use the promo code ManDownSports, and you can, like I said, you can get that $100 match on your first deposit. And I would want to thank Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring Man Down Sports. This episode is also brought to you by Manscaped, and it's almost summertime. It's knocking on the door right around the corner. And you know it's time to upgrade the below the belt game. So the real flex this year is keeping your boys downstairs fresh and clean. Nobody wants to go out there with a whole bunch of pubes, man. So that's why the buddies at Manscaped created the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, the ultimate weapon to take those unruly bushes, to tame those unruly bushes. And before you hit that pool party, make sure your boys are groomed to perfection. And go and join Manscaped at manscaped.com. Use the promo code ManDown, and you get 20% off plus free shipping. And when you use that code ManDown. Baton Rouge in the house, Charlotte in the house. My brother, Format Podcast in the house, Jacksonville, Florida was good. Most difficult shot maker, D Reed was good. Some usual suspects in here. I got moderators in here, man. I think we're ready to go. What's good? Not that serious. What's up? All right, man. Let's get to that. So Toney Allen was on the podcast with. Let me see who he was on the podcast with. Jelani McCoy, and I can't remember who the other person is, but they're under the All the Smoke podcast, or the All the Smoke Media that Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson started. So, you know, they was having conversations, man, and they asked Toney Allen, because Toney Allen is one of the best defenders we've had. A lot of people like Kobe, a lot of people like Durant. It's a lot of people who have said, you know, Toney Allen was their toughest matchup from the defensive standpoint. So, you know, so he's a good guy to have conversations with, man. And I don't think he's spoke on a lot of who he had to guard before. So it's real good to get Toney Allen on the podcast speaking on it, man. So that's exactly what happened. They asked him who his toughest covers was. Actually, they didn't ask him that. They said, I'm going to give you 4 names, and I want you to tell me in a couple of sentences or a couple of words just what it meant to match up with those guys, man. So he asked him about LeBron. He asked him about Durant. He asked him about D-Wade, Manu Ginobili, and Kobe. I'm gonna let you hear what he said about LeBron, Durant, and Kobe. I'm not so much D-Wade and Ginobili. So it's kind of like a 3-minute clip. So I'll play it, and then I'll come back with my commentary.
Have the scouting reports. I want to go kind of rapid fire. What is like the 1 to 2 sentence scouting report? Okay, with each of these guys, and we're going to go down the list.
One. Not the coaches one, the TA one.
Yeah.
No, I got you.
Let's start with Cleveland LeBron. So the end of your Boston tenure. What was the Cleveland LeBron scouting report?
Well, at the time, I must say his game wasn't as advanced as it is now. I really wasn't worried about him posting me because he didn't have a post game at the time. And the scouting report was basically go up under all the pick and rolls. He's going to get about 40 to 50 pick and rolls a game. So be ready to fight up under it. If he's in transition and he's in the pick and roll, fight over the top. And, you know, you're going to have your help because we wasn't sagging on him. We was like corralling on what they call that show. We was like soft show maybe. And if he shoot the jump shot, we living with that. You can't do that now, though. I can't say we can't do that now.
He's also not moving quite as fast.
True.
Or jumping as high.
He picking his spots.
Kevin Durant, OKC. He said he named you as the toughest defender. He said Tony Allen had me thinking about my offense differently. If I'm going to shoot it, I'm in the lane, I'm going to go. Allen was cutting shit off, denying the ball for me, got into my pocket, so I needed to find different setups. I started working on preparation before I catch the ball, just small parts of the game. I felt like he was teaching me all that little shit.
Didn't I just say that shit?
Hey, so look. Man, no, for real, you just said that. So look, with KD, I knew I didn't have a snowball chance in hell if he caught that ball. Let's just keep it right there. He's 7 foot. If he bagged me down and spin, I can't contest. So my whole thing was, I knew Russell Westbrook. Listen, I knew Russell Westbrook. Shout out to Russ. I knew I would talk shit to Russ, right? And I knew he all in his mind, he like, I got Mike Conley sticking me. Why y'all not coming to me? And so we know Kevin Durant is the first option, right? I would deny him. Boxing one. So if they would let's just say they run a pick and roll with Ibaka. Ibaka, I'm not stunned towards you. You can go get you a dunk, but Kevin Durant isn't touching it. So now when Coach Brooks would call up, let's get this play to Kevin Durant, they would like run a pin down. I'm not even locking in trail. I'm shooting through the pick, getting low with my shoulder, and keep staying in my deny, being physical. And Russell Westbrook would hate when I get them steals from him.
He used to throw him blindly because that's a hell of a target.
Yeah, or he'll float him. Float him. Or try to float him. And by that time, I done got so physical with Durant that I done pushed off of Durant, got the steal, we going the other way. But I thought he always got his numbers. Let's just say that. He always got his numbers, but he just wasn't effective as he wanted to be simply because, like I say, I got closer to the screen on him. You get what I'm saying? I got ready to deny. And more importantly, I studied those guys' plays and what they would do. Like I would when they call out the offense, I'm telling Mike, that's a fluff screen. Hey, Zebo, be ready for the flare. I'm going over. You get what I'm saying? I knew the plays way before then. You know what I'm saying? I would tell who I tell? I tell Mark. I say, Mark, you got backside. I'm fighting over this. When the road comes, just tag. Don't worry about it.
Rasheed Wallace. He about to come down over there. You know what I mean? That's the old.
Oh, it's very discouraging.
Yeah, it's very discouraging. Every team actually, for a while, like when every team had a player like that.
So I stop it there because he went over LeBron, he went over KD. So I'm gonna point out a couple of things. First, starting with KD. It was a little complex on how he was describing what he does, right? So he is a method to the madness. One thing he described is he almost plays mind games with Westbrook because even though Kevin Durant's the number one, when they play Kevin Durant in OKC, Mike Conley as a smaller defender would be guarding Westbrook. And Tony Allen said he would know Westbrook already looking at Mike Conley like it's lunchtime because he's a smaller guy and he feels like he has the mismatch. So and that's another thing that a lot of people noticed about Westbrook and KD when they was in OKC. Once Westbrook became an all-star, he started to really feel himself and having the best score in the game on his team. He still felt like I should be taking just as many shots as him. There was a lot of times where Russell Westbrook took more shots than Kevin Durant. It used to drive people nuts. Like, oh man, they lose a game. Russell Westbrook took 30 shots. Kevin Durant took 18. Like, that's unreal for your point guard, right? So Tony Allen said he would play on that. He would mess with Tony Allen and he would mess with Westbrook and make it to where Westbrook would want to go at Mike Conley. So that was one way he would do it. The other way is, he wanted to deny Kevin Durant the ball because he knew if he didn't do his work early and Kevin Durant actually got the ball, Toney Allen at 6'4", 6'5", and Kevin Durant at 7 foot with long arms with a high release point on his jump shot and all the other things he can do in the post and off the dribble is a nightmare for anybody, especially someone that's smaller. So, Toney Allen probably, he felt like if he didn't do his work early and he let Kevin Durant get the ball, then it's going to be advantage Kevin Durant. So on top of him denying the ball, he's also messing with the point guard to make sure his point guard would take more shots than this guy that's a mismatch made in hell for a lot of guys, right? So he said he would do that. And then he had to also get into their, study them and know their plays so he can be early on some of those passes coming through the gaps or getting in pass lanes, all that stuff. So it's a real complex game plan that almost has to start before Kevin Durant gets the ball, and it ends once Kevin Durant gets the ball because now it ain't nothing I can do, right? Versus what he said about LeBron. Now, I give LeBron credit. He said, you can't guard LeBron like this anymore. This is LeBron in Cleveland. And he said that the game plan was really simple. Go under all the screens, whether he got the ball or not. You going under the screens, make him a jump shooter. That's basically what he said. I thought that was interesting. But listen to what he said about Kobe.
Last but not least, Kobe Bryant. He said that he also named you as his toughest matchup. Everyone knows, but he said he never heard you ask for help, which probably is where most people are probably asking for help when they're on an island with Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. And you hear it so much. So it'd be like times where, guys get put in the post. And, Kobe was a great post player. A lot of people don't even really know that. His footwork out of the post is damn near like Olajuwon. You know what I mean? I mean, he could catch it, spin, go baseline, catch it, spin, then spin the opposite way, come back. He has so many counter moves.
Ridiculous.
And if he smelled any blood, the first thing he would do is he'll pound your chest in, like with his shoulder. Throw his elbow, pound your chest in, throw it with his whole body just and try to get to the fadeaway where you can't even contest. And my whole thing was, I was like, yo, I lift too many damn weights for him to be throwing his shoulder in my chest and me calling for help. Like, I don't need no help. I got this. My team depending on me for this. And like I said, back to confidence, back to not getting discouraged. I wanted to be the one that people say, you know what, TA, man, you did a good job on Kobe. And after each game, it put fuel to my fire to go out there and compete. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna get my rest, and I think I got him tonight. But it would always be that head fake, and you fall for the head fake. And then I'm
he
like,
got the triple head fake though. It's not fair. Quadruple.
It might be a quadruple.
He got it out there to the 3-point line and shit. It's like, come on, bro.
And it's coming. It's coming. But like I say, I would never get discouraged if he hit 5, 6, 7 in a row on me. I'm giving him that same energy. And it's like, damn, like when he trying to box out, when you boxing out, he throwing his elbow in your neck. So I got to meet that same intensity. And I wanted to be always the one riding for my team. Like, I'm not scared of him, man. And I done seen some guys look at that man and just say, here you go on to the rim. I didn't want to be that guy, but if I can put words in the one sentence, I say, unstoppable, man. Unstoppable. You can't look. I'm talking early in. You couldn't go under the pick and roll. He had a post game,
most definitely.
And it was one time he was averaging down there 38, 40 points a game in 1 month.
About Swole Kobe when he was like 240. What about Swole when he was running around and you couldn't get physical with him or do nothing?
Come on, man. Yeah. All that, man. I don't know if y'all know this. Let me give you some quick trivia. Kobe Bryant fouled me out in 8 minutes. 6 fouls in 8 minutes.
What did he get you with the head fake?
So I was just nervous, man. Yeah. I was just like, damn, I'm actually running up against this dude. And from that point on, I always look back at that and I was like, yo, that'll never happen to me again. You get what I'm saying?
6 fouls in 8 minutes.
Man, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
And I said,
he had you in the chamber, TA.
That was your first matchup against them.
Yeah. So it was like, yeah. Oh, you just looked it up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was nervous.
Six fouls in 8 minutes is crazy for a defender that's as good as Toney Allen. Like you're dealing with a savant, like a master level guy that's fouling you out that quick in 8 minutes, and you're a good defender. That's unreal. But he said unguardable, unstoppable. Kobe Bryant was unstoppable. Why? There was no weaknesses where you could. I mean, you just said how he described. Yeah, if I could deny Kevin Durant the ball and make sure he don't get it, that's my best chance. So I can do my work before he gets the ball, which is cool for someone that's 7 foot, because you don't expect Kevin Durant at 7 foot to be running around screens like Rip Hamilton or Reggie Miller or Steph Curry and actually be better at it than someone like Toney Allen trying to defend him, right? So that advantage probably won't be his, or him denying Kevin Durant in the post and, things like that. I seen Pat Beverly try to guard Kevin Durant and deny him in the post. I mean, it didn't really work out for him, but I mean, it looked good. He was doing his thing. It appeared to be slowing him down a little bit, but it really wasn't. He was just too small for Kevin Durant, but you couldn't do that with Kobe Bryant because he was an expert in the post. You trying to front him it's good luck with that. You playing behind him in the post, good luck with that. You trying to do your work and deny him the ball so he won't get it. Really good luck with that, because in that triangle there was so many options for them to go back door and all that stuff. And then at the end of the day, he don't have to get the ball at the top of the key to make something happen. If you're trying to deny him the ball, okay, well, I just stay right here in the post. And if you want to deny me, I get the lob over your head. Or if you want to play three quarters on the side of me or something, I'm going to get the ball in the post. And once I get it, I'm just as good in the post as I am outside on the perimeter, right? Or if he decides, nah, I don't want to post you up. Maybe you Carmelo Anthony and that's the advantage, Carmelo in the post. So now he can run off screens without the ball like he was Rip Hamilton. Kobe Bryant had that in his game as well. So it didn't matter where you put him, he was an A+. If you give him the ball and put him at the top of the key in high screen and roll, A+. If you give him the ball and spread the floor in an ISO situation, A+. If you give him the ball on the wing like Dirk Nowitzki, he got to go to the 1 dribble pull up, 2 dribble pull up, A+. If you give it to him in the mid, high, low post, A+. If you don't give it to him and you have him running off screens, A+. If you got him standing in the corner waiting for a catch and shoot 3, probably a B. He probably not A+ with that. The A+ would be Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. He's probably a B with that. But that's not a weakness. Even if he was a C with it, it's not a weakness. Where are you going to put Kobe at? What are you going to take away from him? You can't put him on the free throw line. Like, there's no weaknesses. So, yeah, unguardable, unstoppable, totally different from saying we're going to go under his screens. We're going to let him shoot the jump shot. We're going to give him the jump shot. We're going to put him on the free throw line, deny him the ball, don't let him get it. All that. Like, there's really, he didn't say it was a real answer for that. And I've heard that from too many players to not believe it. I mean, in my own eyes see that as well. So I'm definitely going to believe my own eyes. Right. So, that is high praise coming from somebody like Toney Allen, man. And I think more people got to start seeing Kobe in that light, and more people got to actually start valuing the nuances of the game over something like, well, the stats is going to tell me how good this guy is. Right. You can't really rely on that, so, I mean, because everybody's not playing to beef their stats up. Most great players are playing to get rings, right? And however they need to do that, they'll do that, right? So accumulating your stats is not the number one goal, right? So shout out to Dave Cave Cast, the Cave Cast. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm saying Dave when I see that. The Cave Cast, man. Y'all go subscribe to the Cave Cast on YouTube. I took a listen to some of their episodes, man, and I liked it, man. So I think y'all enjoy that podcast as well. And the same thing for the Format Podcast as well. Go check out the Format Podcast on YouTube as well. I've been a guest on the show. He's been a guest on my show, and he got good material as well, man. So y'all go get him a shout out. Well, go get him a look over on YouTube and get him a sub as well. Romo said, yeah, that 2011 Mavs team shot the lights out to sweep Kobe. Yeah, they did. And they was on a mission. They beat, that Mavs team beat everybody. You know what I mean? They just beat everybody. That was Kobe after going to 3 straight finals. You know what I mean? He just ran into the Mavs. I was kind of shocked by that too. Ran into the Mavs and Dirk was ready. So they ran through everybody. That's the same Mavs team that beat the super team Miami in the finals. They was just ready. Them boys was unreal. They wasn't missing. They were not missing. And you can't defeat that if someone's not missing. You just can't, man. That shirt hurt my heart, man. One of the worst sports moments in my life. What? Hold on. Which hurt? What? The Lakers losing? Huh? Yeah. So I'm not gonna open the phone line. Well, I wasn't gonna open the phone lines up, but somebody called anyway. Todd, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, man? What's going on, brother? First time I get in contact with you, man.
Oh man, you done called in before because I got your number saved. You had to get through.
Yeah, but I text you. You was like, "Nah, we're not live no more."
Oh, okay. You. Oh, okay. That's what. Okay.
Yeah. You live right now, right?
Yeah, we live. Yeah. What's up?
I can't call it now. I was looking at here and I see you saying something about the 2011 Mavericks. Sweeping the Lakers. The dude commented about that in one of the chats. But see, they don't understand that. I'm not surprised the Mavs beat that Lakers team. Because if you pay attention to that Lakers team, from what I understand is Shannon Brown slept with Paul Gasol's wife. Gasol averaged 12 points per game, 42% shooting. Kobe had the injured knee, a sprained ankle. You see, he wasn't the same Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Remember, he had surgery. He had surgery on that knee in the off season.
Right.
So I was surprised that they got swept, but I was surprised that they lost because they was all out of it.
They was out of gas. They ain't had nothing left, man. They
was out of gas.
I mean, we have never seen a team. The team with Kobe and Shaq did a 3-peat and went to a 4th straight final and lost, right?
Yeah.
But as far as other 3-peat teams, Chicago Bulls, every time they 3-peated, Michael Jordan retired. Get
that rest.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it was for that rest. I mean, he retired for legit reasons, but that takes a toll on you. 3 straight times going all the way to the end of July. Right, you get what I'm saying? Like that takes a toll on you. Even with the Warriors, man, they got to their 3rd straight, and what happened? The wheels fell off. Klay Thompson lost his leg. KD lost his leg. I mean, they was just wore out, man. And Kobe went to 3 straight, and he had to play a super team twice in those. He had to play the Celtics with a super team.
Yeah, he definitely ran through a gauntlet.
Yeah, that was a long 3 years for him, man. So going in that 4th year, somebody was gonna get him. somebody was gonna get him, man.
Yeah, true indeed. And a lot of people they don't pay attention to the way the Celtics played Kobe Bryant in those 2 finals. They play him with an outstanding wing defender with cheaters.
Yeah.
They cheated. You understand what I'm saying? They played them physical. They ran a second man at him. And when it got late in the games, they would double team him. Get the ball out of Doc knew. Get the ball out of that man's hands.
Yeah.
Get it out of his hands and make somebody else beat you.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he really had to work for everything he got, man. Those series took a toll on him, man. That first one that he lost to Boston, the amount of work he had to put in to get that thing, and for them to lose, man, I didn't even think they was gonna get back the next year, to be honest with you.
And I'm gonna tell you about that first one. I don't care what nobody say. If Andrew Bynum plays in that series, just his size alone, and Trevor Ariza is healthy, I think the Lakers beat them in that 08 championship because those were 2 vital components to their 09 championship team.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Remember, Bynum didn't play. His size eliminates all that bullying Paul Gasol in the box because now we're going to match you size to size.
Yeah. That's
You know what
possible.
I'm saying? But there's this is and buts. But it happens. It happens. He came back. He recovered. Took him 7 games. Redeemed himself. It is what it is.
Yeah. All right, bro. Thanks for the call, man. I gotta move
Hey.
fast on this one, man, because I'm trying to end this show early today. But appreciate the call.
All right, thanks a lot, brother.
All right, Ty.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Yep. All right, let's get one more. Let's get one more call, and then we're gonna move. One more call. One more call.
Yeah.
What's going on, brother?
So, Mel, I just wanted to say really quick. You mentioned right. Jordan did retire for legitimate reasons, but one thing that people never ever mention is that he retired from professional basketball, but he didn't retire from professional athletics. He continued to play and work as a professional athlete in professional baseball in the minor leagues. So people think that he went and got fat and drank liquor and smoked cigars. And in fact, the opposite happened. He slimmed down and continued to work as a professional athlete. So his travel schedule and his routine was more hectic than the NBA in the year 2020 during the pandemic. Jordan's schedule and everything he went through was more hectic in 1994. So I just wanted to put that out. And then I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you think about, so as far as 2011, right? Can an argument be made that Dirk in that year either removed both LeBron and Kobe from the GOAT debate, or made it, or compromised their situation in the GOAT debate in 2011?
No, I wouldn't say that. I think. Well, first and foremost, I don't think it's a GOAT debate. So I mean, there goes that. All right. So as far as a debate for where you fall at on the list of greatest players, I don't think Dirk did anything to jeopardize where Kobe should fall. And I don't think he did anything where LeBron should fall. But I do think LeBron not doing something in that final series kind of, left a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths with that. So, but that wasn't on Dirk. That was on LeBron not being able to rise to the occasion, though. But that's my opinion.
All right, bro. Thanks for taking my call. Appreciate it.
Thanks, bro.
All right.
All right, so man, that's good. I took 2 phone calls that we got in and got out. I think I'm doing good, man. I'm getting better with this. All right, so let's move to BJ Armstrong, and first of all, BJ Armstrong is one of my favorite guys to listen to on podcasts. Man, he got really sound logic when he speak. But in this particular podcast, he was talking about the rule changes, or not even really the rule changes. He was talking about how the rules are interpreted and how the referees call certain things or not call certain things, and what they allow. And specifically, he was talking about, carrying the ball. And you remember when Iverson came in and he was hurting people real bad with their crossover. They let him do it for like a year or 2, and I think people started complaining about it because it was really a real advantage. Like that crossover would give him as much space as he needed for his jump shot or to get all the way to the rim. It was like you can't stop it, because these guys didn't know if he was going to explode and go left, or if he was going to come back. Like nobody ever could really stay with it. Jordan, and when he got shook up real bad, Jordan might have been on it pretty good. He didn't get shook out of his boots, because when he actually took the jump shot, Michael Jordan almost blocked it, so he recovered well. But I seen that crossover really hurt some people, right? And they banned it. That was like, nah, you're palming the ball. Like your hand is going too far under the ball. And that was one guy that they banned that for. It wasn't a lot of people doing that. Iverson might have been the only one really palming the ball from putting his hand under the ball before he make his moves, right? But now, years later, it's normal for anybody to do it. And BJ was talking about that, and this is what he said.
Yeah. You know what's really amazing when you watch the game, Mo? Okay, one, the rules have changed. Okay, so when you're making these comparisons, it's not really a comparison because the rules have changed. So the game in the 80s and the 90s is a totally different game than what you're watching now. But you know what's really significant is the refereeing has really changed.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I was watching this highlight of Allen Iverson. And it was amazing for me to watch it. And the reason what made me watch it more was because my youngest son now, he wants to learn how to dribble. And we were doing, he's 8. So, we're just doing the basic ball handling dribbling. He just wants to learn how to dribble. And he was at basketball camp and he was showing me here and he wanted to practice and doing these things. But then I was watching Allen Iverson dribble and I thought, what an advantage it was to be able to kind of carry the ball when you're dribbling.
Mm-hmm.
So I started watching Allen Iverson, and then I went and watched the Dallas Mavericks, and I said, wow, Kyrie.
Viator has
he carries the ball. And then I went and watched Jamal Crawford. I was like, that's about the time it really started changing, when Jamal Crawford and these guys kind of got in. And then I started watching Tim Hardaway, and I was like, oh, wow, he was dribbling on top of the ball. And then I was just watching all of the players, and I thought, Mo, to myself, if you could carry the ball like the guards do today, that's a huge advantage when you're playing. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying, Mo, the previous generation wasn't allowed to play that way because of the refereeing of the game. The biggest change has been the interpretation of the rules of the game, Mo. Like carrying, you'll see it called every now and then. But Mo, you weren't allowed to do that in the previous generations. And how different would it be if you were able to play carrying the ball? By the rules of that era, that was a carry. Now, the referees, Mo, suddenly I want to start talking to the referees because I want to know, how did the interpretation of just that one action, that changed the game probably more than anything. And if you were allowed to do how these guys are doing, like, Bo, of course you can do things that you couldn't do because you weren't allowed to do that just by the rules themselves. So, I think the referees, Mo, I want to get the referees on the show because how did that happen? Like, I don't remember it being like a thing like we're just not going to call it, but I remember one of those, it kind of gradually, that was just kind of how it evolved. Where suddenly now, when you watch, like, for instance, Luka Doncic, like no one was allowed to dribble that way.
Yeah, the game has changed.
And I've mentioned that before. Luka carries almost every time before when he does his skip gather, right before he uses the high screen, like he sets it up. And the reason why he sets it up like that, because if his man is coming to screen and he does that little hesitation gather, or he skips with it, once he rises up and puts that ball under the ball, his hand under the ball like this, depending on how his defender reacts to it, he can either use that screen and go left, or he can rise up and then cross and lose his defender and go the opposite way, right? But it's an illegal move every single time he does it, and he does it every single time, man. So before I even get started, Todd Jones, I appreciate you in the Cash App with the $10 Cash App. Anybody that want to donate to the channel to help me improve and upgrade things like things of that nature, or if you just want to donate for the cause, I appreciate that. But Todd Jones just hit me up in the Cash App. The Cash App is in the description box if y'all curious about it. But listening to BJ Orange talk about that advantage, and then thinking about Allen Iverson, who was the only one doing it, and it was such an advantage in the minds of the NBA and the competition committee that they had to ban it. They banned his entire crossover. It was the Iverson crossover. We're banning it. You got to figure out a new way to cross over. You can't put your hand on the bottom of the ball no more, right? But think about it being legal for everyone to do it, and people are doing even more carrying in it, right? And think about what that does for the defender as far as putting him in a disadvantage and putting the offensive player at an advantage. And then think of all the other rules they have relaxed on to help the offense, like the screen. You can move on your screens now, right? Golden State Warriors are notorious and famous for getting Steph Curry and Klay Thompson open with several moving screens, and it's allowed, and it's not the only team that's doing it. Like those screens, you had to be 100% stationary with nothing, none of your limbs, your elbows or your hips, nothing outside of your body. Everything had to be in here, and you had to set that screen properly, and you had to really be stationary. And it was up to the guard who's or the ball handler who's using the screen to make sure he get his shoulder as close as possible to your shoulder. That way, the defender that's guarding him, he can't shoot the gap. There's no you give him no space when you're going to use that screen. Now you don't have to close that gap. You can leave it as open as possible and just run that way, and the screener can move to close the gap. Right. So imagine this is the screener, and I have to run this way, this close to him. That way the defender behind me has to trail because I'm not giving a space for the defender to get between me and my screener. You have to rub with him around this way on the screen. But what they're doing now is they're just going this way, and the screener is moving to close that gap and hit the guy. I'm gonna show you. First I'm gonna show, but the screens is one of them. Carrying the ball is another one. Traveling is another one. Right. These are all things on that as far as the rules they relaxed on, and is an advantage to the offensive player. And it's because Adam Silver wanted to see more points. Hey, I'm not going to handicap the offense in any way. I want to see more points. And that daggone step back, which is another travel. So I'm gonna show you examples of all of that. Right. So this is Luka. Look at him. I told you every time he about to use, that's a carry. So he carried. Right. And then once he gets in the post, he's going to carry one. That's a carry. Two, and he's going to fake a pass on his third carry. It's so bad. Look, I want to pass, and he carried again. That's 3 carries. You had 4 opportunities to call a carry on him, and he does that every single time down court. Watch him use the screen and carry again. I think, is this the same play? He did it. He did it subtle. Here you go again. Watch him. Watch him. He's carrying the ball. He's carrying the ball right there. Every time that little hop skip, that little skip gather he does is a carry every single time. He put the ball the hand under his ball and on his hip. He dribbles in a carrying motion. His entire dribble is a carry, right? Then you're going to see these screens. I want you to see these screens. He moved. He just closed the gap. Steph Curry did not run and get close to that gap had to be closed by the screener. Right? There's another moving, and then there's another moving. Bogut moved on the right. Here's another moving. Like all those screens are moving. They don't even call those anymore. All the Golden State screens are moving. They move on all of the screens, and they're allowed. And Golden State is not the only team who can do it. Right? Everybody can use those screens because they want the points. They want to see the points go up. They're going to allow moving screens. They're going to allow carrying. They're going to allow traveling. Right? How did they start interpreting these rules? I don't understand. And if you start interpreting these rules, then a player like Steph Curry can't run around loose like he wants to. And guess what you're going to have to do when you play in a very physical game? There's the traveling there. They don't even care about traveling anymore. You don't even have to dribble the ball no more. This is almost net ball, except you can run. Just traveling is everywhere. And then the phantom foul calls. I hate when you initiate all the contact and get the foul. Phantom foul calls. Like, what am I supposed to do as a defender if you can travel, set illegal screens, run into me and get a foul, jump on my back and get a foul? Like, what is a defender supposed to, like? I have every disadvantage, and then you can travel on a step back. So you can travel coming toward me. You can travel on a step back. You can get illegal screens off the ball. You can get fouls by just running into me. Look at this. He put his arm on PG-13 and got to the line. Right? More traveling. Look at this. What are we doing in the NBA? What are we doing? What are we doing? So if you're telling me these offensive players supposed to be so good and so skilled, then why do you need to allow illegal screens? Why do you need to allow them to be able to carry the ball? Why do you need to allow them to be able to travel? And why do you need to allow them to be able to throw their body in front of me and get a foul call every single time? Right. So those 4 things right there, if you started enforcing the rule properly on those 4 things, then these guards would have to utilize everything in the NBA will go back to normal, because now the counterbalance to really good defense was I got a big 7-footer down low that I can throw the ball on the post, and you're not going to out muscle him, right? Because I can out muscle Steph Curry, and I can put a bigger defender on him and neutralize him. And with the defense, if he wasn't able to travel and use illegal screens to get open and then throw his body into me to get to the free throw line, if you don't have that, now what do you have? I have to throw the ball in the post to my big man to see if I can get some points. So if you start enforcing the rule and get rid of this freedom of movement and all this other bull crap, you would have to be forced to utilize the post game again and bring your bigs back into the game, right? You would have to be forced to run plays again, because now I gotta set double screens to get Steph open, and possibly he might get a little jump shot mid range. The mid range will come back, the post game will come back, the big man will come back, defense will come back, and the NBA as we know it will come back, right? So that's my thoughts on it, man. I'm not gonna open the phone lines up for this one. I do want to get into some of these comments. And Cash, I appreciate the super chat, man. $19 super chat. Shout out to Man Down for being on the other panel and having some great takes with angry old hoop fan. I got you from. Thanks, Cash, man. I appreciate it, bro. Thanks for the super chat. But let me get into some of these comments before I move on. Let me see where I started at, man. There's a lot of comments in here. Where do I start? You know what? I can't read. I try to get I just open the phone lines up. How about that? Call in. Let me get 2 phone calls on this topic, man. What do you think? Do you think the NBA is allowing all of those things to be unchecked and uncalled because they want more scoring? And do you think they need to go ahead and tighten up on it? And I mean, how would you feel about the NBA instead of teams averaging 105, 110 points a game, it go back down to like 95, 90? Like, I don't mind it. I don't mind those 85, 75 games, 89, 78 games. I don't mind those. Those games was exciting to me. I got to see defense. And when the defense is really good, every possession count, every shot count, man. The basketball, it just gets I mean, it might look sloppy at times because the defense is real good, but hey, it is what it is, man. CR, what's up, man?
What's up, man? It's Shout Rider, man. How you feeling, man?
I'm good. What's up, bro?
Man, look, the league is cooked, man. It's over, man. It's over. These boys, they just want to score, man. It's like, look, they can just run up and down the court like it's football, and just they ain't got to do no dribbling or nothing, man. Just let them go like it's football, man. It's a damn joke at this point, man.
Do you think they will go back? Do you think they see it now? Can they see it now? Like, have we complained enough that they can see it?
I think they see it, but the money that they're getting, they don't even care. They don't care what they just like, look, we're getting this money.
That's a good point.
So we're gonna do what we're gonna do. So it's all about the money. What's up, Shay girl? I see you in there.
That's a good point, man. Good Lord.
Yeah, it's all about the money, man. They don't care about the passion, the fans, man. They don't care about none of us no more, man. So they done phased us out, man. They phased all of the old school, fans out, all of the MJ supporters, whoever who was riding with the, the old days, and the 90s and 80s. They're like, nah, we getting them out of get the dinosaurs out of here. We want the casual fans in. Yeah, I mean, pretty much that's all they thinking about is the casual fans.
Yeah,
you know?
they pushing us out. They pushing us out, man. We're gonna have to find another league, man. We're gonna have to find another league. Hey, that WNBA might be where we need to go. They playing some good basketball. That WNBA might be where we need to go. If if they leave, I guarantee you, if the WNBA, if they open it up to where these females can come out early, maybe after their sophomore year instead of junior, right? You know, so that means Juju Watkins will be in the draft next year, whatever the case may be. If it's so many, this recruiting class coming in as freshmen for college is so good. I really want you to go look at who the top 10 players is. It's unreal. Like I promise you, brother, it's unreal how good these girls are, man. I just seen a girl who has the body of maybe Maya Moore. Like, you know, she's a big body, look like she should be playing a forward or something like this, except she got guard skills like Juju Watkins. She's and I think she's the number one player. It's unreal, bro. It's so much talent coming out. If they actually get this into the WNBA, and if the WNBA can move away from the NBA, because I don't think the NBA really means them any good. They're not really trying to market them for real. If they leave the NBA and become independent, they could really have that league really popping. I promise you.
Yeah, they got to lower that. They got to lower that rim, Mel.
No, they don't.
Lower that rim.
No, they don't. They don't need to lower that rim.
Dunking, man. We got to see some dunking.
Nah, see that, but that's a cat. But that sound like the people that the NBA want. Like, basketball ain't all about dunking. I mean, come on. At one point, dunking was illegal. Basketball is a beautiful sport without the dunking.
Right.
It really is, man. It's a beautiful sport, man. It's like the sweet science of boxing, man. You know, when I see an illegal screen and then Steph Curry gets an open three off of it, someone might look at that and be like, "Oh man, I love to see Steph Curry hit threes." That's one thought process. But the way I view basketball, I'm disgusted. Yeah, I'm disgusted because the screen was illegal. You get what I'm saying? That's the stuff I'm thinking about. I forget that he made the three and it was pretty and it tied the game up. I'm disgusted that they didn't call that illegal screen. That's how I think about it, man. You know, so yeah, I rather just see the pureness of the sport other than all the other stuff, man. That's just my thoughts.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I want to see it. Look, call it like you're supposed to call it, man. Just, you know, and I know the refs see it. They see it. I know they see the traveling, they see the walking, they see the carrying. They're looking dead at the players. They see you taking 4, 5, 6, 7 steps, and they just still watching. It's like, what are you doing? Blow the damn whistle.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, so.
Facts. All right, let me take this one last call, man, and then I'm gonna move on.
Great show, man. All right, I'm gonna be calling in again.
All right, brother.
All right, later.
Caller from Georgia, what's up? Caller from Georgia, what's up? All right, we lost the caller from Georgia. I give him about 5 more seconds to call in. Oh, another caller from Cali. Caller from California, what's up?
What's good? It's the real Eleasy.
What's up, big dog? What's your thoughts?
My thoughts, bro, is they're gonna have to kind of like bring it back down to the defense so they can start promoting more American-born players, because they kind of got away from that, so they can like expand globally.
Yep.
And that's where you see they're promoting, like, you know what I'm saying, the Jokers and, you know what I'm saying, all these, you know, European players. And we know that they don't really, the game is not the same over there, the physicality. They play physical over there because the referees allowed them to get away with stuff, but they want to draw those European players, they had to kind of like, you know, make it, you know, less physical. That's why you see a lot of free throws. Just a lot of free throws being shot. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But the real hoopers and the real old school basketball players who go out there and grew up playing on the playgrounds and playing, you know what I'm saying, back in the day in leagues and stuff like that, they know what the game is supposed to look like. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like the previous caller said, I mean, it's all about money. Come on, man.
That's facts.
You know, money like rule everything. So in order to, you know, get, you know, more TV deals and to expand the game globally, the game had to, you know, take a shift and a turn in this direction. It's sad for people like myself and maybe yourself too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm used to the final score being 79-84. Like in every possession, like you said, mattered. You know what I'm saying? And you got excited when people got to stop. You know what I'm saying? You really, and then they was talking trash. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
nowadays,
it was good.
Everybody got secret handshakes, bro. Everybody liked each other. And that's why I love Russell Westbrook. He don't have no friends out there. He talking trash to any and everybody. It ain't no special handshake. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's the basketball that we grew up on, bro. Like, you didn't see Kobe out here and Jordan had secret handshakes with people. They was getting in fights with people, mixing it up with, like, the next best player on the next best team. Like,
I mean, but Jordan was friends with Ewing and Barkley and all them dudes that, you know,
he was friends with them, but you wouldn't be able to tell in the game.
Nah, you wouldn't be able to tell. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to tell. I couldn't tell as a kid watching the game for sure.
They sang off the court, but yeah, you're right. They were, and Charles Oakley, that was his guy. But Charles Oakley laid him on his back numerous times.
Sure did.
After he got traded from the Bulls. You know
sure
what I'm
did.
saying?
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, man. That's a good call, though. I appreciate the call. All right, thanks, man. I appreciate the call.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right. Yeah, man. The new NBA is for people like me, man. It brings me to tears, man. You can drown a fish in the amount of tears that I be shedding watching these games, man. It's, you know, I just be hurt. But yeah, phone lines are closed, y'all. And the only reason why I'm doing that is because this is gonna be a quick show, man. And I apologize for that, man. I know I'm used to getting on here for about 2 hours, but I can't do a long show today, so I got to kind of make sure I get through these topics. So another interesting thing, and congratulations to South Carolina Gamecocks for winning the national championship. Congrats to Caitlin Clark on an amazing career, breaking the scoring record this year for the NCAA. And the reason why I say NCAA is because, you know, this gives an opportunity for the type of things that Caitlin Clark did this year brought a lot of attention to women's basketball, especially in the college. Well, not just even college, because it's carrying on to the WNBA, everybody's interest, right? So, but another thing it did is it shined some light on some things that was hidden from us. Like, I didn't know about Lynette Woodard. So I was able to learn some things about her because the record that Caitlin broke was held by Lynette Woodard. Which is very interesting. The reason why we didn't know it was because the NCAA didn't govern the league that she played. I mean, it was the same colleges, same teams. It was just governed by the WAIA, right? Or was it WAIA, right? It was just it wasn't the NCAA. Just know that, right? And then what happened is after she set that record at 3,649 points with a man's ball and no three-point line. So imagine the amount of points that Caitlin scored from three. Imagine this lady in 4 years scoring just about the same amount of points with no three-point line. And she was playing with a man's ball, right? The reason why her record was hidden is because once the NCAA took over, I think in 1982, I think she set the record in 80 or 81. And then a year later, the NCAA took over, and now it was like a clean slate. So they didn't recognize her record. And this is a good opportunity to recognize it, which is what Caitlin and her coach did. They spoke on Lynette Woodard, and this is them talking about it.
Tonight is the night of the real record. To me, you know, for the AIAW record that Lynette Woodard held, that was the real one. You know, for some reason, the NCAA does not want to recognize the basketball that was played prior to 1982, and that's wrong. We played basketball back then. They just don't want to recognize it, and that hurts the rest of us that were playing at that time. You know, I mean, there's no reason why that should not be the true record. And, you know, at a school like Iowa that has been so rich in AIAW history, I just want to make sure we acknowledge Lynette's accomplishments in the game of basketball. But congratulations to Caitlin for being the true basketball leader in points tonight.
You know, the NCAA didn't want to recognize women and what they did back in the 1980s. And, you know, I think it just speaks to the foundation that these players have laid for us to have opportunities to be able to play in environments like this, in front of crowds like this. So I wouldn't have the opportunity to be able to do what I'm doing every single night if it wasn't for people like her. And obviously there's so many great players across the board. So I'm just really thankful and grateful to have those people that have come before me. And yeah, it's super special. Obviously she's one of the best all times, could certainly score the ball. But I think it just shows, Title IX is not that long ago. 50 years is not that long ago. And I think it just still shows the room that we have to improve, and where women's sports is going is a really great place.
So I think it was good for them to acknowledge her and bring that to everybody's attention. And I don't think it needs to be a conversation to where we're debating if the record is really broken. The record is broken, right? She scored more points than Lynette, right? So, I mean, it's no discussion that she broke the record. She broke the record. The only thing that is a conversation is, and it's really not a conversation. It's just that, hey, we need to acknowledge, how Caitlin did it was amazing. And we didn't acknowledge that Lynette scored this many points without a 3-point line with a male ball. And I think that's how we do it. Hey, congratulations to Caitlin for breaking the record. She's the new record holder. And Lynette, it's good that we have now found out about your hidden record, and we can also acknowledge that was a great feat for you to be able to do it without a 3-point line. I think that's dope. But this is her talking about it when she was on the podium.
I am the hidden figure, but no longer now. My record was hidden from everyone for 43 years. 43 years. I don't think, I'll just go ahead and get the elephant out of the room. I don't think my record has been broken because you can't duplicate what you're not duplicating. And so unless you come with a men's basketball and a 2-point shot, hey, But just for you, so you can understand, so you can help me spread that word.
Yeah, I just think it's noteworthy. It's noteworthy to say, man, she did it with no 3-point line and a man's ball. That's amazing. But Caitlin has the record. She's going to be the record holder until somebody breaks it. And this also gives you the opportunity to do more research and find out about more people. So Pearl Moore. Now she went, and I got it wrong. It wasn't the WAIA, it was the AIAW, right? But Kansas was considered a big school, which is where Lynette Woodard went. Pearl Moore went to a smaller school. So she even has more points than Lynette, Pistol Pete, and Caitlin because she reached 4,061 points. You see her at the top. So her record has never really been broken. And if Caitlin wanted to come back for a 5th year, she would break it in 2 games, right? Maybe 3 games. She'll break that. And she has eligibility to come back for a 5th year. But I think that's noteworthy as well. The reason why that she's not talked about as much is because, of course, it was the AIAW, plus it was a smaller school, and they really didn't count it because it was a small school. But 4,000 points is 4,000 points. That's a lot of freaking points, right? I think all of that is noteworthy. There's some great women basketball players that we get to acknowledge, and all of that is due to what Caitlin was able to do the last 2 years. They brought so much attention to women's sports, man. So I think that's really dope. And kudos to her for that, man. So my last topic I want to get to, and I gotta be really quick with this, man. Dave Portnoy. This is the guy that owns Barstool Sports, who called Angel Reese a freaking idiot on Twitter last year after she taunted Caitlin Clark after they won the national championship. And he's just one of those guys that got a potty mouth. He just speaks how he want to speak, and he don't care who he offend, and it is what it is, man. But he called out a lot of female basketball players and just flat out said that they was jealous of Caitlin Clark. This is how he said it.
Okay, a couple hours away from Iowa, South Carolina, Caitlin Clark, Gabby Marshall, Hannah Stokey company taking on the undefeated South Carolina team. Going to be a huge game, great game, probably the most watched college basketball game women's of all time. The amount of hatred that Caitlin Clark is getting, not from like average people, average fans like myself who got captivated by her and the way she played, and for 2 years have followed her journey, and who has elevated women's hoop to a level nobody could ever imagine this quickly. I'm instead talking about former players, talking heads, race baiters. Jameel Hill, race baiter, says the only reason she's getting this coverage, she's white. Every UConn basketball player, Diana Taurasi, Brianna Chicken Fry, no, Brianna Miller, the one who's won all the titles.
Does Caitlin Clark need a championship to be considered one of the greats in women's college basketball history?
Yeah, she does. I think so.
Gino Ariema. Nobody wants to give this girl her flowers, Caitlin Clark. Listen, are you people stupid? Jason Williams saying you can't be an all-time great until you win a title, even though she's on a team that isn't as talented as 90% of her competition. How stupid are these other women, though? How dumb, how hating are they? What about the woman who was at some press conference? I guess she was like the all-time leading scorer back in the days of black and white TV and horse and buggy. So like, my record didn't get broken because I played with a man's ball. We didn't have a three-point line.
I'll just go ahead and get the elephant out of the room. I don't think my record has been broken because you can't duplicate what you're not duplicating. So unless you come with a men's basketball and a two-point shot, you know.
It's not our fault you're fucking 100 years old. She broke your fucking record. But more importantly, how dumb are these other WNBA players who are crying, oh, Caitlin, why is she getting off? She's elevating her game. Yeah, I know. She has a Gatorade commercial. State Farm. She's the face of the game. She's going to make tens of millions on endorsement. I offer her $10 million to play in my rec league because she puts asses in seats. People want to watch her. How don't you get that's elevating all of you? All of you that nobody really fucking cared about. It's elevating you to a stratosphere. Take advantage of it. We watch Caitlin play. We see you play. If you're great, these games are great. We keep watching. Your paycheck goes up. Everyone makes money. Instead, you're hating her and ripping it down. It's pathetic. It's pathetic wins. Not just black, white. It's jealousy. It's woman on woman crime. It's fucking jealousy. UConn, and I'm rooting for the men, but you UConn women, shut up. Give her flowers. She's helping you. More people are watching her than ever watched you. So shut up and root for greatness. It's helping the whole game. Wake up.
So here's my thoughts about it, and I'll be real quick. I'm not even gonna be long on this. I think that was disrespectful. That whole thing. That's more disrespect than what these girls that he's talking about was doing. Diana Taurasi was asked a question, during the interview. And she gave an honest answer. I don't understand what kind of answer you expect to give. And I don't understand how, just being honest about a rookie coming into a new league, that's just the reality of it. Yes, a rookie's going to come in and a rookie's going to have a target on their back. That's what it is in every sport, right? The fact that people think that Caitlin Clark should get an exemption, like every rookie has gotten the smoke, and you're going to get hazed as a rookie. You're going to be carrying bags. You're going to be the rookie. The fact that people expect that this girl, because she did so much for college basketball, to it be exempt from all of that stuff is ridiculous to me. This is all Diana Taurasi said.
About it from you just mentioned Diana, like in the league, because there's some stars going to the WNBA. I know on the NBA side, like those guys, those vets are just like, all right, come get it, young fella, right? When the college guys come out, they're waiting for them. I mean, Camilla's coming, Caitlin's coming. There's more than just that are coming. What will the league have in store for them when they get there?
Look, SVP, reality is coming.
Okay.
There's levels to this thing, and that's just life. We all went through it.
Of course.
And you see it on the NBA side, and you're going to see it on this side where, you look superhuman playing against 18-year-olds, but you're going to come with some grown women that have been playing professional basketball for a long time. Not saying that it's not going to translate, because when you're great at what you do, you're just going to get better. But there is going to be a transition period where you're going to have to give yourself some grace as a rookie. And, it might take a little bit longer for some people.
Right on. That's perfectly.
Now, this question wasn't even asked specifically about Caitlin. This was asked about rookies in general. And that was her response. And no one said Caitlin's name. I think the interviewer mentioned 3 or 4 rookies that was coming out. And Caitlin's name was mentioned. But Diana didn't mention Caitlin. She was speaking in rookies in general. The fact that people need to take this and be personally offended for Caitlin, because I don't think Caitlin is offended by this. She might get motivated by it, like, yeah, I'm going to show you. But yeah, it's a whole team of veterans in the league that's in their 20s and 30s, grown people who been playing basketball to eat for the last 5 to 10, 15 years in the case of Diana Taurasi, that don't want a rookie coming in and stealing their shine. So yeah, they should be competitive like that. What you think they should be doing? He's acting like he should just the girls in the W should just invite her in and say, hey, just take the throne because you're going to take us to the mountaintop because you got so many fans. No, that's not what it is. We're competing. And she would appreciate people honestly trying to compete with her. She would welcome that because it's going to make her better. Right. So all of this, man, you should be thanking her. She's going to save your league and all this stuff. You can miss me with all that. Nobody's giving her a free pass. She's got to compete and earn her spot just like everybody else. And the number one pick that last year went to the team that she's going to this year. And she's a big girl. And the WNBA is still played in the post a lot, not quite like the NBA is. They still go in the post to their big man down low. So good luck finding a team that's going to bring you in, give you the ball as the point guard, and make everybody on the team set screens for you like Iowa did and let you shoot 30-foot threes. I just watched the Phoenix Mercury play last night just to see how they played, and nobody was coming down jacking up threes. They was running offense, and they was going in the post. So unless the NBA, the WNBA, and whatever team she goes to just change the whole philosophy and say, we're going to play 5-man out just like Iowa did, set tons of screens for her and just let her shoot 30-foot threes. I don't see that happening. A lot of people are going to watch these games and see that she's not duplicating what she did on the collegiate level against these 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds. It's going to be totally different, right? But that's my thoughts on that, man. I thank y'all for joining the stream, man. I got to get out of here. I might jump it back on tonight to get on some other topics, man. If I do, it'll probably be for members only. But I catch y'all. Everybody hit the thumbs up, man, and I catch y'all on Friday with the full panel piece.